And hello everyone, this is Mr. Kassarian, and welcome back. How is everyone doing today? Good, I hope? Good, 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 good. Alright, so let's take a look at what we're working on. If you notice, I brought the Bertha over to us today. Simply put, I decided she'd be useful. And also, if you notice, this video is actually being recorded in delicious, wonderful 1080p. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We are recording today in 1080p. I know you guys saw this first on CK2, but hopefully we've had some of the issues with CK2 licked, and we can now work on Space Engineers. The real thing was, I actually wanted to get CK2 working first before I started working on this, for a variety of reasons. But suffice to say, it kind of worked out. I had to change my rendering style a little bit, actually. Just change some things around just to make rendering bearable. Let's go with bearable. Bearable's a good word. Okay, so that's that. That's all done, actually. We need motors, construction components, and all that sort of good stuff. All right, that's fine. Now, the advantage of having the Bertha over here is I kind of emptied out my entire base back home. Just to kind of get her over here and ready and, you know, basically emptied out the whole base because I need half the components over here to actually work properly, which is always all sorts of fun. And that window is still broken. I don't understand it. All right. Excuse me. Must be something about that window in particular. And also, if you notice, since the last time I recorded, the lights are working again. And yeah, I lost that. I had an oops moment on my way in. I kind of glanced off an asteroid. You can kind of see the dent I put in it right there. And lost landing gear on the bow here and kind of damaged some components. Doesn't look like I damaged anything internal, at least. Other than whatever the heck that... Oh, that was a Gatling turret, I believe. All right, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. It wasn't mission critical, so we're okay. Alrighty then. So we are over here now, and I believe we're looking for heavy armored conveyor tube. And now the nice thing about all this, why do you need interior plates instead of anything else? I don't understand. That's fine. So what we're working on right now is, I think we're going to finish up this command bridge. I think. I'm not... Well, yeah, let's finish up the command bridge. That's going to be easier than doing the rest of this crap. So we're going to have to... Ooh, do I want to be sneaky? What if this will fit properly? No, I can't use the corner. I have to go with... that maybe? No. We can do this. That will mesh fairly well. Give it a kind of little more rounded look than what we were intending. That's fine. The nice thing about having Bertha here, though, is that we can actually produce materials. I don't have the mining ship here. I don't have the work bee, and the work bee kind of lost her mining attachment. It wasn't really docked on securely, and when Bertha started moving, the mining attachment kind of disappeared off into steep space somewhere. So that's a little unfortunate. Now, I actually kind of wonder with this. Let me see something here. Now, flip, insert. Ah, so that's how you're supposed to fit. Okay. I got this. I got this. All right. I'm trying to make her look not quite so blocky. At least over the bow. Anything directly connected? No. All right. And yes, a lot of this is design and aesthetics and all that sort of fun jazz. And I also kind of want the ship vaguely to look like, you know, something a human being would have designed instead of something that, you know, I came up with in a... Actually, that doesn't look that bad with the square corner coming back. No, it doesn't at all. All right, good. Good, 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 good. So let's check out for some glass on this baby. All right, production then. Go away. And I need... There. So that's producing. That's a good sign. And then I need some of those girders. Let's grab some of those, shall we? All right. Let's see. This is window 1x2 slope. All right, that's fine. Window 1x2 slope. We'll put those there. And we'll put some more over here. There we go. And we're going to need a metric crap load of glass for this. But that's fine, because we have our container ship right here, which is happily producing bulletproof glass for us. We'll probably have some leftovers, but we'll use it. And of course, these are the wrong way around, aren't they? Okay, so they have now made it so it actually matches up correctly. Good, because that was always a pain in the rear end for everyone involved. It used to be, basically, that the windows didn't match the... For those of you who are new to the game, you probably don't know this. The windows didn't used to line up correctly. So when it looked from the outside, when you're placing the block down, like you're going to get an opaque window like this, you actually wouldn't be. You'd be getting the clear one. And I swore that it actually changed itself depending on what, like, how you were looking at it. It was really quite irritating. There we go. Yeah, it was metric tons of irritating. Because you'd never really know whether you're putting down a window the right way or not. Alright, so we're going to need, let's call it another 100 bulletproof glass and some more girders. Alright, and then we'll actually have a command deck done on this thing. I could lower that all the way through, but I don't know if I will. I kind of wanted to have that separate cockpit, industrial, kind of bulky look going on. There we go. So this should finish up. See, isn't this monstrously easier with an actual production ship here? This is what Titan was intended to be, but I kept figuring, oh, it'll be fine, we won't have any issues, you know, it'll be golden, and these windows are facing the wrong way again. I don't want a gyroscope, I want one of these. Okay, see, now it actually looks like how it should, I hope. Okay, I was about to say, come on, game, don't prove me wrong with this, alright? For once, let me look intelligent as I'm talking. Okay, so now we actually have a ship. Or we have a command deck, at least. Though, how you access the command deck is kind of interesting. Now, does this not look like a command deck? Looky that. Looky at thatty indeed. And I probably will end up getting impatient and working on this thing off camera a little bit just to make the bow look a bit nicer, because right now it looks kind of silly. But that is neither here nor there. Indeed, it is neither here nor there today. All right, so let's finish fleshing this out a little bit. All right, so what are we doing here? Well, this is our, let's call it control zone. Control zone. That's not the word I'm looking for. Not a control zone. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm not even entirely certain what the word I'm looking for is, come to think of it. Engine room, engine bay, engine deck. Engine deck. That's the word. That is the word indeed. Now, if I do this, right, and then let's say I get large thruster, right? And I'm going to spin this around. I hate placing these things. I really hate placing them. Okay. There we go. So if I put one there, right? And then I put one directly above it, like that, right? I know they're not centered on the ship, really. But it should be fine for government work at the very least. Now, where are you trying to place? Okay, so you want to be up a level, basically. That's fine. And then, see, this is the issue that I'm about to run into, though. Because if I do it that way, I'm going to have a hell of a time finding space to put in my engine plants. So let's go like this, shall we? Let's go... And this will all be removed when we are done, actually. Now, the issue is here. It's not going to look perfect. So that's like that. That gives me 2 reverse thrusters, right? Right, okay. So then... if I remove this stuff... Huh. The issue is, and will always be, that these don't... well, they actually won't be bad because they're not... Let's see. Let's put the wall into the middle here. And what's going to be an emergency escape door in the back. All right, so that's all in place. These aren't going to mesh exactly. You'll be able to see Skybit through them. But that isn't hugely important to me. Okay. The main issue to me right now is that... oh, let's get this finished up a little bit here, shall we? Actually, it's going to be monstrously easier if we just get our welding ship and just go underneath there. That will be monstrously easier for everyone involved. Well, you can always say that this was already a pretty successful episode. We got our command deck built. Though she's still looking a little bit skeletal for my personal tastes. While we're here, let's just do this. And yes, by the way, we are recording with DX3, which means that I can do a bit more, what's a good word for it? Adjustments to the audio encoding. Or adjustments to the audio levels in these. I think she got twitchier. Yeah, I really do think she got a little bit twitchy. I'm not certain why. Okay, and what the heck happened here? Oh. Like, why does that look weird? Okay, so now we actually have a floor to this thing. Alright, so... how are we actually going to access this engine room? And this happily goes to nowhere, by the way, because there's no upper deck here in the back. And I guess I can put one in. Yeah, we probably will. So now I'm going to have to come back here, right? And I'm actually going to have to lengthen this a little bit. Lengthen the way she comes back in the stern, just so we don't run into any issues with how the amount of space we actually have here. Because I can do this, right? And I still have enough room to get through. Yeah, and then I can, from here, come backwards. Okay, so this is going to be a little wider than I'd initially intended the stern to be. But that's okay by me. And then I can... this is just structural. This is basically me figuring out how the ship's going to look. So if we come straight back, right? Actually, that almost gives you enough space to put a third forward... no, I don't think I need a third forward thruster. I can always put one in later if I find the need for it. And this actually gives me a little bit more living space in the stern region, which is good because there are all sorts of components we need to be able to cram into this thing. So that at least gives me a shape, doesn't it? Yes, it does indeed. So let's get that shape welded up, and I'll see how much I like it. I'll give you guys a hint. I probably won't. But I am not the best aesthetic builder in the world. It's weird. I'm better at building things like bridges and build a bridge, build a this, build a that, build the other thing. I'm actually really bad at building stuff like this, where it's like a whole ship. Because when I start, I don't have one unified concept in my head. This is all just sort of off-the-cuff construction. Like, I don't know how I want this thing to look when I'm done. All right? I know that I have a design in my head. Oh, and I am out of plates. Well, never fear. We have a production ship here. That was terrible. I admit that was really quite bad, in fact. Let's flip this around. Remember that just basically reversed our controls. Remember that connector isn't even turned on right now. Come on. Come up. Come over. Come over. Over. Not what I wanted. Bingo. And I actually moved a little bit faster there. Oh, good. And they added enough buffer time in there that I can actually disconnect from it. Good. Thank you, guys. All right, let's start moving this way, shall we? Okay. Oops, missed one. And There we go. Now, a lot of that in the back, because where those engines are placed, it's going to have to be done manually. But that's fine by me. Now, the funny thing is, usually on most sci-fi ships or whatever, I tend to think of the docking bays as actually being in the stern of the ship. I guess because we're watching too much Star Trek, actually. Which makes some sense, actually, because then you basically just have to push the thing out the back if you're moving forward. And your ship's momentum, and the momentum of the thing that you just pushed out the back, is actually going to carry it away from you. Which makes a lot of sense if you're building something that's more like a warship, but because of space and angles and all of that fun jazz, I've actually, for this one, decided to put the bridge in the back, to put the docking bays in the back instead of in the front, which I guess is fine, I guess. If I just sink down here a little bit, we can see our floating reactor of doom. I need a little bit of everything for this now, don't I? That's fine. You can see how the meshes don't exactly merge here for the large blocks, the large thrusters. But that's fine. Fine by me. And that's just the angle. It would be hard to get in here with anything. Alright, so we are out of space now. Good. I'm still not certain how much of the gravity I'm experiencing is actually from my ship or from another ship. But that's fine. Oh, those are the superchargers we have. Okay. Let's drop all that stuff off for right now. Motor. Let's say another 40 motors. Let's grab some interior plates here. And let's fill the rest of the way up with small steel tubes, or at least enough of them to be useful. Because we kind of want to get this reactor actually connected to the rest of the ship. Oh, we need construction components too, don't we? There we go. Well, construction components aren't too difficult. Hopefully I already have some printed out in the ship. I have a few laying around in here. And there we go. We are green on those. Okay, good. So we are actually coming along swimmingly. Hopefully in a couple seconds, we might actually have forward drives done. Miracle of miracles. We actually have drive systems. I know. Me finishing something, right? Right? Am I right? Am I right? All right, let's put all this stuff back now, shall we? Now, let's start scavenging components off this baby. She looks so weird being completely dark like this. Yeah, we're going to have to make a couple trips for these. That's fine. Absolutely fine by me. Let's drop off the extras. Oh my gosh. Fill up kind of quickly here, huh? And we're full again. There we go. We have thruster 1 is now active. Look at that. And look at us just scavenging parts off the old ship. Come here. You don't need that, right? You don't need thrusters. No, you don't, actually, because you're being decommissioned to make way for all the new components we're putting aboard. Yay. And I'm hoping that reactor is actually going to be enough to power this thing, because... Now, hopefully, I'm trying to solve the fact that this old ship, the Big Bertha, moved like a pig. She really did, too. It was quite terrible, actually. Trying to maneuver this thing was one of the worst experiences I have ever had in Space Engineers. She did not want to turn. She did not want to go left. Well, turning wasn't that bad. That whole forward, back, side to side, up, down thing, she wasn't so happy about all of that. Okay, that would be the understatement of the century. Trying to get this thing to actually turn or do anything else was kind of a pain in the rear end. Yeah, it's the large tubes. I thought it would be. There we go. And for the last little bit. And there we go. So that's now done. That's nice to see. We should have a second forward thruster in a couple seconds here. Bing! Fries are done. There we go. We are active with our second reverse thruster. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So on that note, looks like we're out of time for right now. On the bright side, we've moved some stuff over. We have a command bridge, and we have forward thrusters. Now, I just have to figure out how do we go side to side with this baby. Yeah. All right, so I'll be back in a little bit in the next episode. This has been Mr. Kassarian. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, guys, happy flying.